getting ready to move here shortly, so that means it is time for a pantry challenge. This one is moving edition. So I actually did a pantry challenge in January and February. If you want to check out those videos, I will link them. Okay, so please check them out if you want to see how that experience is for multiple months in a row on a tight grocery budget. For this one, it's not so much about a grocery budget. It's not about saving money. It's about cleaning out the pantry, the fridge, the freezer, the cabinets, all the things, so we have less food to move. It's about simplifying and having one less thing on our list. We are cleaning out and doing our best to shop as little as possible. Let's jump right into this pantry challenge moving edition. So like I said, the goal of this is to just simply eat down what we have. We are going to first want to clean out the freezer, okay? I don't want frozen things to make the move. Honestly, I would love it if it was completely empty, okay? The ice blocks, that's it. Why move frozen food? Okay, so I'm gonna do my absolute best. I do know in my freezer, one item, I can either trash it or move it, is bacon grease. I actually freeze my bacon grease the way that I have it for cooking purposes. So that one might be making the move as a frozen item, but that is okay. We're not moving far. In the fridge, all of it's gonna go that can. Am I gonna run out of butter? No. Ketchup, definitely not. I have toddlers. Condiments, some of that will go. Some of it I might go ahead and actually trash, like say some salad dressings. Right now I'm trying to work them down before we move. I'm not buying anything new to add in the fridge, but if there's a little bit left, I might throw those out, and then at the new house, we're starting fresh. I know how old the salad dressing is, okay? Everything's new. So that's something I am considering. And then when it comes to the pantry, for the most part, I'm working on cleaning it out, and I've already made a ton of progress. And the one thing I will say is I have these bulk containers for like pasta, flour. I'm not worried about those being empty because I still have to move the container. So if there's this much pasta in there, it's not a big deal. Now, do I want the container to be stuffed full? No, because it's heavier to move. I'm working on getting those things depleted and down, but the goal is not to empty them. I'm not worried about that. And then in one of my cabinets, I have like random canned goods and things, working my way through those. For example, I went through there the other day and a random item was cream of mushroom soup. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make green bean casserole. The next time I went to the grocery, I bought the perfect amount of green beans and like an appropriate amount of the like fried onions you put on top. And I made a green bean casserole. I like it, I ate it, it was delicious. And it got rid of one can in my cabinet. Now I know you could say that's crazy, you went and bought specific things, but I ate it all up. All those things are gone. So it's perfectly fine to do that. It's okay to still buy some things, even while you're planning for a move. Cutting back on grocery shopping is essential. However, if something completes a meal, go for it. If it's fresh, I did salad last week and I actually bought more lettuce today. That's okay because it's gonna get eaten up, all right? It's helping me deplete other things like, oh, do we have bacon bits? Do we have croutons, salad dressing, cheeses? You can throw anything on a salad, you know what I mean? So it's helping me deplete other areas and other things. And honestly, it's summertime here. Salad just sounds amazing. Okay, so buying fresh things. I'm still buying some dairy. I'm still buying things like eggs and milk and bread as needed. All right, and then I am being intentional about not running out of certain things. Okay, we're about to move. I'm gonna be busy. We got peanut butter, we got jelly, and we got bread. Jam, by the way. Mom tip, jam is way better than jelly. But anyway, I got things like that. I got things like hot dogs, like I said, ketchup. We're not running out of ketchup, mac and cheese. Just some really handy items to have on hand during the move. And as we get closer and closer to the actual move out date for this home, we are gonna be very specific about what food we are using in the fridge, in the freezer, and what actual meals are coming from that, okay? The other day, a little while back, I did a little bulk shopping. No more bulk shopping for me, no more. But I bought, I think, 8 pounds of ground beef. It was on sale, really, really good. I cooked some of it up and made it into just like pre-cooked beef, like ground beef. What I can do with that, I have it in the freezer, frozen. I have a whole video on my freezer meats. I'll link that. It's amazing if you're a busy mom. But what I can do is quickly make a taco night, which is really easy. And again, tacos, throw whatever you got. If you got lettuce, throw it on. If you have cheese still, throw it on. Onion, you know, taco sauces, seasonings, if you have jalapeno, cilantro, just whatever you have, throw it in there. And it might not be your perfect taco, but make do with what you have. All right, taco night is easy. Another thing that I actually bought recently that was something I probably shouldn't have done, but we have a discount store near us and they had 8 pound, I believe 8 pound bags of potatoes, 2 bags for $3. So I got 16 pounds of potatoes for $3. I could not pass it up. So between now and moving, we're doing hash browns, we're doing french fries, we're doing baked potatoes, we're doing mashed potatoes, we're doing a lot of potatoes. All right, so that is something we're working through. If I have to move with some potatoes, so be it. But working on depleting that. Those are in the bottom of my pantry here. I will give you a brief pantry and fridge and freezer tour in a moment. But for now, let me just talk you through a little bit more of my tips and strategies. So a couple final tips before we get too deep into it. Use Pinterest, use AI, use whatever. Take pictures of the ingredients you have and say, what can I make with this? Maybe make a pile of things that are like, use this week or use next week, or don't worry about using. Whatever works for you, go through your cabinets, go through your pantry, pull things out. Maybe you put it on the countertop and keep it visual and handy. Make a meal plan, write it out this week, next week, the next week, and really hone in on utilizing everything you can. All right, like for me, I mentioned I have that beef for tacos. So tacos, we're doing like once a week until we move. We're doing tacos for sure. Another one is loaded baked potato nights, doing those up until our move, as well as pizza. I make homemade pizzas. We still have sauce, we still have cheese, and we still have enough toppings to make a pizza. I got a couple meals that are just like easy and definitely happening as we approach the move. Now, we actually are kind of doing a slow move. We get the keys to our house tomorrow, but we're not moving for another 2.5 weeks. So we're getting some paint done, some flooring done, and a couple things like cleaned up and taken care of at the new home before we move in. So we're gonna be back and forth, all right, especially on the weekends. And therefore, I actually have created a pile of things to take with us that are food or like kind of grocery store related. Let me show you the pile of things that I wanna take to our new house the day we get the keys. And also, I will say, the people we bought the house from, very clean and tidy people. They also paid to have the house cleaned, which was such a gift to us. Cannot thank them enough for that. And basically, I don't feel icky putting food in the fridge, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna take things like cleaning supplies on day one. But I'm actually going to take 3 frozen items. I got chicken nuggets, more like the chicken strips, and then I got French fries. And I'm gonna take these, throw them in the freezer. I need to remember to take some like chip clips or rubber bands to close them. And then I'm taking our air fryer. We're gonna take that to the house on day 1. I can live with it not being here up until we actually move. It's something I can live without, but we're gonna take that up there because it's something I'm not worried about washing every time we use it. It'll be fine for the 2 weeks that it's kind of hanging out there. Some other items I'm gonna take. Ketchup. I want ketchup in the fridge. I'm gonna take hot dogs, throw those in the fridge. And then maybe a few other snackies. I don't really have anything specific in mind yet. And then also for moving, this is more of a moving tip versus a pantry challenge tip, but I'm gonna take a roll of toilet paper for each bathroom. I'm gonna take a roll of paper towels for the kitchen, as well as a very cheap hand soap. Okay, this was like $1 hand soap. I don't really care. It's there for us. It's there for any workers that are in our home. I just want them to have paper towels and soap. Okay, I just think that's like respectful and making sure each bathroom has toilet paper. I don't want anybody to find themselves in a situation that they're unhappy with. I think the homeowners would have left toilet paper in the bathrooms. They just are those kind of people for sure. But I still want to have a little bit of these necessities there so that whoever's in our home, whether it's workers, whether it's ourselves, can be comfortable and enjoy the home. You miss these items when you don't have them. That's going in a box of like day 1 moving. Now, let me go ahead and take you into my pantry, fridge, freezer, and then my cabinet that sort of has like spices, canned goods, and things like that. All right, so let me give you a quick tour of the pantry. So let's start at the top. We got pretzels, animal crackers. We're working our way down on them, but not stressing out if they get depleted. We have a actual new box of Rice Krispies. My kids have been loving homemade Rice Krispies. So we're gonna make some Rice Krispie treats with that box. And then we have some marshmallows here. So that's easy peasy. Hopefully those will be depleted by the time we move. We have some chips. Those will be all gone by the time we move. This is my like cookie jar. It's empty. Oatmeal, I did just buy it recently. I probably should have waited on that or bought a smaller quantity. These are figs, like Fig Newtons, and graham cracker. There's like 1 in there, a whole nother sleeve of figs. This is kind of like my bag area. Anything that's crackers, I stick in bags. Then we have some jumbo shells. I need to figure something out to do with these again. We got peanuts. We got instant mashed potatoes. This is a mac and cheese. It is so delicious. Absolutely love it, from Walmart. And then these are just cheese packets. My husband is a Velveeta guy. So it's just a packet and we actually throw it with like bulk noodles. So let's go ahead and get into our pastas and dry goods. We got rice. Behind that we got orzo, and then we have like homegrown popcorn back there, and then store-bought popcorn there. Noodles. One is spaghetti, one is fettuccine. Not overly stressed about emptying these containers because honestly, all these containers have to get moved and I can't shrink them. Okay, so in the back here we have shells. Here we have elbow. Here we have penne. And behind the penne, oh, we got like Amish noodles for like chicken and noodles. So I might make chicken and noodles one more time. Back here we have flour. Behind it we have a small thing of almond flour that somebody gave me that I need to use up. Brown sugar, powdered sugar, white sugar, chocolate chips. I did replenish this because I don't know what it is, but when it comes to workers, I just like to like sweeten them up. So I plan to make some chocolate chip cookies for the painters and the flooring guys. I want to have those there for them on the Monday and the other Monday when they start. I don't know, maybe I'm weird, but I just like to give people cookies and be sweet to them, and maybe it encourages them to do a really good job on our house. We have baking powder and baking soda behind them. I think that's cornstarch, salt, and salt. I bought big salt one time, so I have a whole salt situation. They're not getting used up anytime soon. And then on this flour, it's getting pretty low. I actually have a whole bag of flour that I need to throw in there. This will be the last of the flour that I buy. And then down here, I have like some oils. This is like a protein powder, coconut oil, apple cider vinegar, cocoa, I believe another kind of cocoa, 2 cake mixes. We actually have some birthdays coming up, so these might get used before the move, possibly. And then in this container is like things like sprinkles and cookie cutters, but also like some vinegars, apple cider vinegar, like a red wine vinaigrette, vanilla, things like that. And then the rest of the stuff, oh wait, excuse me, sorry. Then we have things like baggies and Ziplocs and vases, paper plates. Oh, if I didn't mention it earlier, paper plates are also on my list to take to the new house, so we have them. A couple jugs of water, like wine, got some beer, no big deal there. And then the potatoes. So I have regular potatoes, and then I have yellow potatoes and a couple red onions left. I am working on this, okay? We've had a lot of potatoes for sides. I'm doing my best to work my way through. So that is the pantry. Honestly, a lot of this stuff is in containers. There's not that many things that are not in containers. So gonna do our best, and anything that's not in a container, the goal is for it to go. Alrighty, next I'll take you over here. I took these to the park. So animal crackers, we got bananas, apple, jalapeno for taco night. That will definitely all get eaten up. Up here we have a cabinet. On top, those are my backup spices. I think I've depleted those as much as possible. I did do some decantering and put things into the other spice containers. I also took some spices and I made more taco seasoning to try to empty some of those out. Up here, a couple extra sauces. I'm not gonna open those. These are actually sand. Those are not food. Just keeping those away from my kids. So we've got a few little things up here, nothing too crazy. One of these peanut butters, this one is empty, so I did buy a new peanut butter because I want to have peanut butter and jelly while we are moving. Got some croutons for salad, and what are these? Walnuts? Nope, pecans. So not too much there. Here we got a bit of like honey. It's things like toothpicks, some Jellos, some like hot chocolate, and then some like drink mixes. This is peanut butter powder. Need to get rid of it. Had it forever. And then over here's candy from like Easter still. So overall, not too bad in that cabinet. This cabinet here is the spices on the bottom here. Things like syrup, garlic powder, taco seasoning. Here's where that is. I filled that up. Bread. We just bought a new loaf. We've got a used one. And then I've got some taco shells under there. And then up top is just vitamins. So we're not going to go into that. Alrighty, in the fridge, it is a bit of a mess, but we got a little bit of cream cheese to use, some cheese slices. This is a cheese drawer. We still have time to work our way through this. We have a full 2 weeks in this house. We will get through the cheese. Things like leftovers, no big deal. Yogurt, gonna work our way through that. Lemonade, we're starting to run out of that. I believe I ran out of lemonade mix. So I need to clean that out. This is vegan butter for one of my kiddos. I did buy a fresh thing of chicken just today to go on our salads and work our way through that. butter behind there for cookies. We got eggs. These are actually farm fresh eggs from my sister-in-law. Leftovers. This is a big old thing of mashed potatoes that I made. And yeah, we just have some general food to get through. Nothing too exciting. That's all like vegan plant-based cheese for my one kid who's dairy-free. And then of course on the door, we've got some condiments we're working our way through. Trying our best. Like this almost empty, this almost empty, this almost empty. We're almost out of salad dressing, and like the salsa will definitely be gone. Let's go down to the freezer. Now, excuse my freezer. It's a bit of a mess. So these 3 items are the ones that are going to the new house. French fries, chicken nuggets, okay? This is just some garlic butter for when I make garlic knots. I can trash that if I need to. I've got a little pizza, homemade pizza for myself. It's like spinach, tomato. I don't know. Is it what kind of pizza do you call this? It's like, it's got tomatoes on it and spinach. Delicious. This is my fruit bag for smoothies, where it's currently at. We're working our way through that. This is a bag of bacon. Again, I talk about how I pre-cook certain meats. Bacon is one of them. These are for my kids to play with outside. It's just ice molds. I freeze people in the ice, and they think it is so funny. We've got a tiny little bit of chicken in here that I'll throw in a salad this week. These were a flop. I bought them for my children. They don't love them, so I'm making Dad eat them. We will do breakfast for dinner. That is another option that we will be having, so those will be for him. This is mozzarella cheese for pizza. And then Grandpa gave us these the other day, so we'll work through those before we move as well. Top shelf here, spinach for my pizza. Tomatoes for my pizza. And then a little bit, let's see, is that bacon? No, that is sausage. Beef, bacon grease, bacon grease, bacon grease. This is just some tomato paste. I throw it in rice sometimes. And then the rest of it is just baggies. I keep my empty baggies for certain things. And baby teethers that I just haven't gotten rid of, and a lemonade mix. And yeah, before we know it, we are gonna be out of food. I do feel like we have a strong plan for that. Okay, so that was a tour of what I currently have and what I'm working on finishing up before the move. Another tip that I would like to give you is I plan to make a meal plan for week 1 in the house, or even the first like 3 days. What food do we have and are we gonna cook those first couple nights? All right, easy meals, maybe 1-pot dishes, things that don't require a lot of tools and accessories, all right? Go simple, go easy. It could even be something where you grill out. If the grill is there, it's like, okay, grill, fewer dishes. All right, so make a meal plan for when you get there. Make sure you have all those foods. Maybe make a master shopping list. I know for me, when we move, I'm moving with as few items as possible. But when I organize my kitchen, I want kind of the max. I want so many things in my pantry because I want to put them where they go. Okay, say you buy cereal every single week of your life, but when you move in, you don't make a spot for that cereal. Well, that's annoying. So I'm gonna buy what we typically have in our home and go ahead and organize it accordingly. Do a big shop when you move in would be my advice. And then another tip for moving is maybe you don't buy a lot of prepackaged snacks. I honestly don't. I've gotten really away from it with the price of things, but maybe during the move, this is the time to do so. When you're moving, you got a lot going on. If you have children, it can be stressful and you might just need to throw snacks at your kids, in a flash. All right, you might not eat the best during the moving process. It is what it is, and that's okay. So we might buy a few prepackaged snacks, probably not much, honestly, because I can't justify it, but that is a tip if it works for you and for your lifestyle. One of our goals when we move is to not eat out every day of the week. We're gonna move over the course of about 3 weeks. So if we're eating out every day, we're really blowing our budget. Okay, so that's why I have those freezer items that are going with us on day 1 to help us out. And when we're there cleaning the house and moving and setting things up, we don't wanna be at a restaurant. We wanna be in our new house. Okay, so I hope some of these tips apply to you or help you. I know you might be moving in a single day versus we're dragging it out, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So that is our plan for tackling the kitchen and the food when it comes to moving and why I'm doing this pantry challenge. All right, so maybe this pantry challenge for you is about saving money, maybe it's about clearing space, maybe it's about moving. Whatever your goal is, I hope these tips help you find success with it. Let me know in the comments if you've ever done a pantry challenge or specifically a pantry challenge for moving. What are your tips on moving? Okay, I got 2 little ones. Share them with me. I have a whole nother video where I went ahead and went into this. I would love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. I will also be doing a video after we move kind of talking about what I learned with moving with 2 little ones. Stay tuned for that. Leave a comment of anything you would like to offer as a suggestion or help. I'm gonna link a couple of those videos that I mentioned, especially the one about freezer meats. I find that one super, super helpful. So check those out, and I hope to see you in those next videos. Until then, have a great day.